What it do, what it do, what it do. It's your boy Big Vibe Opinion back with another live video. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that share button. And most importantly, make sure you sub to the channel. Turn on that post notification bell so that you be notified each and every time that your boy Big Vibe is going live, man. With that being said, let's get into this intro. Welcome to Big Vibe Opinion. Moderators, with my permission, any negativity in the chat should be hidden from this channel. This channel is a negativity-free channel, drama-free channel, and we are here to push the message out. We will not be distracted. So with my permission, any negativity in the chat should be hidden from this channel. Welcome to Big Vibe Opinion Platform. What up, what up, what up, what up? What's going on? What's going on, my people? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? H.I., EJ, Tanel, Miss Lady T, Justin, what's going on? What's going on, man? What's going on? Happy to see you guys. Hope everyone had a blessed, prosperous weekend. Back to the regular work week. But I'm excited to see you all. Most definitely excited to see you all. Hopefully, people have been able to get around to getting the letters out. Uh, Hopefully, people have been around, been able to get the letters out to help bring attention to what is going on in the case of R.Kelly, what has taken place in this case. Um, because most definitely, we need to bring awareness to the injustice that has taken place. Um, it almost seems as if, and these people in government is making it seem as if they can just do whatever, say whatever. It don't matter. Whatever they say goes. Um, and we the people, we can make a difference. We can make a difference in that. We can make a difference. Uh, I know it sounds repetitive to some, but right now, the BOP uh is one of the things that has to be attacked right now. Jennifer is going to do her part. Bunjin Law Group is going to do their part as far as attacking the appeal, attacking the prosecutor government on the violation of R. Kelly Constitution of Roberts constitutional rights. That's something that we as supporters don't have to focus on, making sure that Bunjin Law Group does their part. They're going to take care of the appeals. They're going to handle all of the appeal situations. Our job now is to make sure that we can keep spreading the message, getting the word out about this BOP officer and everything that took place dealing with this BOP officer and Tasha K, to help bring awareness to the injustice that's taking place inside the Bureau of Prisons, because no correction officer should be able to access an inmate's confidential, private and confidential emails and calls, and not only access them but share them with outside sources who have platforms as big as Tasha K's to give their information to star witnesses in his New York and Chicago case. So it's important that we get out, we spread the message, and do it. And do what we gotta do. What's going on, Dexter? Do it all, my bro. Hometown, hometown, hometown love, man. Appreciate that, bro. Um, but we gotta get these letters out. Get these letters out if you can, man. And like I say, this injustice that we are seeing, it may be Robert today, but guess what? We all are subject to some of this same type of scrutiny when it comes to the judicial system. You know what I'm saying? The system is set up to work, but when you got corrupt people running it, then you get corruption. What we've been seeing over the last 4 years. So it's very important that we get out and we do the work and we spread awareness to let these people know who's running this system. That we, the people, citizens of this country, we have questions. We demanding answers. We are taxpayers, and we want answers. We want to see transparency. We don't want to continue to let this one-sided show continue on anymore. We need all stones unturned, all players uncovered, and no one should go hidden in this trial. You know what I'm saying? So we got to continue to push. We got to continue to fight. Every day we get up and go and punch a clock, they are taking our tax money, sponsoring these people that's in these positions to do a job. And their job is to be done right. If you go to your job and you have an assignment and you don't do that assignment the way that it's designed for it to go, guess what? You could be terminated. You can lose your job. How you gonna feed your family? How you gonna feed your kids? So if we are paying their salary, we can demand them to do their job right. And if they can't do their job right, then maybe they need to step down and let someone get in there that can be fair and unbiased, you know, and take their feelings and opinions out of it, you know. So we have to do something. We have a job to do, and we're gonna do that job. What's up to my sister, Lisa 69? What's up, Willie? What's going on? You know, we have a job to do, and we're gonna do that job, and we're gonna continue to do that job, continue to push the message, continue to be positive, and allow the Bungean Law Group to do their job, and don't try to put too much on them than they already have to deal with. She did come out and address what we could do, how we could help, and we just gonna take that and do what we can. Robert has spoken, asked us if we could help. He didn't demand for no one to do anything, but if you could help, if you could see in your heart to, just print out a letter, whatever the situation may be, mail it off. You know, it's all up to you. He's not demanding anyone to do anything. It's all a self preference. So if you can see it in your heart to do it, then do it. It's not nothing that's being done by force. So I want that to be said. But this is a part of this case where we can help as supporters, as fans, and it's by sending a letter and to the prospective people that's to the respective people who need to get it. You know what I'm saying? And like I said a few minutes ago, the what has took place with Robert Kelly is it doesn't just affect Robert Kelly. We only see Robert Kelly right now, but it has a trickle down effect that's going to affect generations to come. And when generations to come along, and if they don't have the support system and people don't know who they are, they don't have the notoriety as a Robert Kelly, then guess what happened to people like me, the average person? We don't stand a chance. We get buried alive. You know what I'm saying? We get lost in the system and forgot about unless we get some lawyer like Bungean, to come out and take a stance for us and speak up for us. But if Robert Kelly wasn't Robert Kelly, would Bungean have ever found him? That's a good question. Would Bungean have ever found Robert Kelly if he wasn't R. Kelly? So that means he would be somewhere sitting in a prison with all this time over his head with no way out, but hoping and praying to God that some change for him. And that's the biggest thing that has been going on in this case. This man has been praying and hoping that some would change for him. And God has been semi opening those doors, but there's still work to be done. And we as supporters, we as taxpaying citizens, we have a job that we can do to help our brother in his time of need, and that is demand that the people who's over these Bureau of Prisons, the DOJ, you know, whatever, we can hold them accountable because it's our tax dollars that pay for them to be able to be in the position that they're in. Like I say, the shit get repetitive. Of course it does. But hey, nothing be repetition like repetition. So if you got to do the same thing over and over and over and over until the job get done, then you do it over and over until the job get done. We can't get complacent. We can't get content, because when we get content or complacent, guess what? Shit seems to go wrong. You know what I'm saying? You slip up, you let something by, you let something happen, you know. So that's why it's important that we be repetitively speaking this BOP officer and what she did, Tasha K and what she did. How is it that now everyday working correctional officer get caught taking something to a correctional facility, guess what? They lose their job. If they get caught bringing something out of a correctional facility, guess what? They lose their job. So if this BOP officer was confiscating Robert Kelly's personal email, phone call records, and different things like that, and sending them outside of the prison system, then guess what? That person should have lost their job. That person should have been brought up on charges. That person shouldn't have been able to retire and go off into the sunset as if life doesn't exist outside of the correctional facility. So this is the problem that we have. This is the problem that Robert have with this correctional officer. How are you able to break the law blatantly because it's Robert? You can get away with it. But if you would have done this against someone in the prison system, then you would have been you would have been prosecuted for it. What if this BOP officer took information to go and share with the Department of Justice about the wrongdoing that these guards, the treatment that these guards treat these inmates with? What if that would have been, now look at it that way. We can look at it from that point of view. What if this BOP officer took information that showed how dirty some of these guards treat these inmates and turned that over to the Department of to the BOP, or turned that over to an attorney or someone? How would they handle that? Would they have the same? Would that BOP officer would have been able to go off into the sunset? We would have known that BOP officer name. We would have known where they lived at. We would have known what school they went to. We would have known how many kids they got. We would have known their doctor records. If this BOP officer did something that goes against the correctional facility itself, but since it was against Robert Kelly, then the BOP is acting as if this man is not a human being that doesn't deserve the same rights as any other person. But you know what? Hey, this is how the system works. This is what the system does. They always show you that they are the system. They try to be the almighty and show you, oh, whatever we say, whatever we do, whatever we say, go. But guess what? Thank God for citizens like us that come on here and advocate. And guess what? Our advocating gonna have to start going beyond YouTube. It's gonna have to go beyond Facebook. It's gonna have to go beyond Instagram. It's gonna have to go beyond TikTok, Twitter. We're gonna have to start getting into the streets eventually. If they don't want to answer to these letters, how about we gonna have to start going put these letters on the steps of the White House, on the steps of the DOJ, on the steps of the Bureau of Prisons? Because guess what? This is a serious issue that led to a man being faced with 30 years in prison by tampered witnesses. This is serious. Whether people want to believe it or not, this is serious. If you get caught cheating on the test, you fail. If you get caught cheating, period, in life, you fail. But the government feel as though they can cheat and get away with it. No, it doesn't work like that. Now, where is the outrage for this? Where is the outrage? When you see this is what the government they praise this, they glorify this. This is glorified in other communities. This is praised in other communities. This is just a normal picture in other communities. This is normal in other communities. But I'm quite sure these are children. These are children. Like Chris Rock say, it's the selective outrage for me. Selective outrage. It's the selective outrage for me. And our people are still not willing to stand up. Our people still don't want to see. They don't want to see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to see it. They don't want to see what's going on. But back to Rob. This is why Robert is speaking. This is why Robert is fighting. This man, people who out here saying, "Oh, he need to shut the hell up. He shouldn't be talking. His lawyer don't know this. His lawyer don't know that." Well, this shit that he's talking about is public record. Brother, Bureau of Prison employee leaked R.Kelly info to blogger. This shit is public record. It's public record. You have a right. You why can't I speak about something that has publicly happened to me? Or why should I be punished? Or why should I be frowned upon for speaking about something that has happened to me? You see what I'm saying? Our people, our people have been indoctrinated to do the work for the oppressor. For some reason, our people have looked to the oppressor to be the savior of our people. You have to make this shit make sense. What would make you think that these people care so much to come into our community and clean it up after all the shit that we doing? We learned those behaviors from them. Where did those behaviors come from? Where were those behaviors? Where did those behaviors derive from? But they care so much. But you know, they not in the hood cleaning it up. They not in the ghettos, but they will come after the icons. They will come after the celebrities. They coming after the overachievers. They coming after the overachievers. Every time someone that looks like us, that relates to us, get to a certain magnitude, get to a certain height in life, and they begin to overachieve, you have an option. Either you're going to be a part of the agenda or you're going to be against the agenda. And when you go against the agenda, then guess what? You get the results of what we're seeing with Robert Kelly. We get the results of what we saw with Michael Jackson. We get the results of a Kanye West. When you're not willing to bow down willingly, we're gonna make you bow down forcefully. This is it. This is what we're seeing. We're seeing the power structure showing the power of the structure. How many people are willing to stand up against something that they don't believe in? Because a lot of people, a lot of our people come into wealth and they value wealth over righteousness. A lot of our people come into wealth and they begin to value wealth over righteousness. So they'll sit back and rather be wealthy and allow things to go on that they know for a fact is not right, that they know for a fact is not godly, but they would rather have their wealth because their wealth separates them from the average struggle that we go through as our community, our colored people. I don't like to call us colored people or whatever, but wealth allow people that looks like us to separate themselves from us. They don't identify with our struggles anymore because they have the wealth. But when you get people like a Kanye or a Mike or a Prince or Sam Cooke or any of these guys who achieve or reach a certain level of achievement in their lives and they not willing to confine with the power structure, then this is what you get. You get a takedown. And guess what? They paint your picture, they paint your image, they kill your image. All of a sudden, you go from a loving person, you go from talking about unity, you go talking about love, to these people come out paint a picture. Oh, you's a devil, you's Lucifer, you hate women, you abuse women, you beat women. But then, like R.Kelly say, you take women, I ain't gonna just say women, you take the average person, the average Joe Blow off the street, man or woman, and you come to them and offer them a substantiated amount of money. You say, hey, I will give you $1 million if you go and say this. I'll give you $1 million if you say that. How many people walking this earth can say that they didn't touch $1 million? How many people walking this earth can say that they didn't seen $1 million? So when you come and offer a person who have never had anything, amount of money that they feel is endless to them, because $1 million is not a lot of money, but to people like myself and others who may never have had that amount of money or seen that amount of money at one time, that may be something to make you let me see, let me guess. But some people ain't gonna even guess. They gonna take the $1 million, they gonna go lie on somebody, they gonna go do whatever it is that they're being asked to do, not knowing if they're destroying someone's livelihood, destroying someone's generational wealth, destroying someone's career, destroying someone's family. They don't care because they are doing it for the money. They have trained us to do it for the money, for the love of money. Our people, a lot of our people have yet to understand what the power of money does to the community. What the power of money does to the community. What it does to us as people. Only the black community, I mean, I'm not going to say only because I can't speak for other communities, but I can speak about what I see in the black community. The black community, motherfucker will borrow money from you and get mad at you for asking for it back. Now, can you make that make sense? In our community, I see motherfuckers will borrow something from you and you ask for it back and then they get mad. How you get mad at me for asking for my money that you borrow? You know what I'm saying? People will see you flash $200 or $300 and then they want to rob you. They don't want to go work for it. They want to take yours. You know what I'm saying? Or you give a person something, they be ungrateful because if they see you with $500 and you give them $50, they feel as though you should have gave them more. For the love of money in the black community, it's the worst thing that ever happened because the black community have valued the money more than they value God. They done value the money more than they value love. They done value the money more than they value themselves. They done value money more than their children. They done valued money more than their mother, their father. They done valued the money more than life itself. That's a fact, huh? Once they see you can be bought, then you good. So just ask yourself, everything that we this is just something that to just think about. Everything that we've seen R. Kelly go through, Michael Jackson, Prince, uh, Sam Cooke, Bill Cosby, um, Cuba Gooding Jr., so many other people go through. The reason it's two reasons why we haven't seen a lot of it. Some people haven't achieved enough yet. But when we talk about the upper echelon, the upper tier room, we talking about uh 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 the top 1% of people that looks like us. How do you think they stay at the top? They got billions of dollars, but they don't have power. Kanye West just showed us that. With billions of dollars, you still have no power because the power is not in the money. The power is in the ownership. Oprah Winfrey, she have money, but she doesn't have the power. The power is not in the money. But our people is chasing the money. They are praising the money. And the money is shit when you talk about being in that top tier is ownership. And the only way you stay up in that top tier of the wealthiest people is if you are bowing down or you are buying into what it is that they're selling. You buying into what it is that they're offering. You're not willing to step up for yourself and say, I'm not going to do that. You're not willing to say, I'm not going to go against my people for that. I'm not going to mislead my people. Just pay attention to all of our greats, all of our successful blacks that said that they wasn't willing to mislead our people. What happened to them? Do I got to speak further? Just think about why most of our leaders are not here anymore because they wasn't willing to mislead their people. That was Dr. Martin Luther King worse. That was the one thing Dr. Martin Luther King regretted towards the end of his life. That was the one thing Dr. Martin Luther King regretted towards the end of his life. He felt like he had misled his people. But in order for him to reach the mountaintop that he foresaw, in order for him to reach the mountaintop that he saw, he was it took him a long time to realize that he was buying into the system of the elites. He was doing what the elites wanted him to do. He was doing what the people wanted him to do. And once he realized by him doing what they wanted him to do was the only reason why he was able to study achieve, he realized that he had led his people in the wrong direction. You say, I'm just saying by now should say who the BOP officer is. Hell, it's not like they're trying to make them serve no time anyway. Shaking my head. I agree. What's up, Miss Parker? It said, I think they not going to give her information out to the public in fear of retaliation against her because of what she done to Kels. They scared of her They scared of her at this point. Right. And then they not they and I agree with that too, Classy. But I also think they don't want to give this woman information. They don't want to give this person information up because of the connection that this person may have with just more than Tasha K. This person may have this person may have this person may have connections. This person may have connection with way more than Tasha K. You know what I'm saying? This person may be connected to this person have to have way more connections than to just Tasha K. Because who is Tasha K to be protecting? Who is Tasha K to be saving? This person have more ties to somebody else other than Tasha K. Because the way that this information was used throughout New York and Chicago. I agree right here. Angela Jackson said, did y'all hear R.Kelly lawyer say he admitted to some crime? I don't know. I never heard that. I haven't heard it. Say they can't keep a secret. It will leak out. Most definitely it will leak out. EJ say, Classy, you might be right about that. Uh Say Kim Fox did it. I believe she has a part in it. I believe she has a part in it. I believe so too. See, Cheryl Jackson say, Well, Jennifer Bunjean have a will Jennifer Bunjean have a list of names on table of content? I'm not sure. It's a, in my opinion, why she may be connected to the prosecution. I agree with that part. I think she's connected to the prosecution as well. And Donnelly, if we're being honest, might even have some high up connections. She was way too comfortable using his info. Most definitely, I agree. I agree. You say Fat Tracks ENT. I agree. I can see that too. I can see that being possible. It's not a BOP officer. I can see that being possible. I think it could be someone from the inside as well. I agree. I agree with that. All these uh ideas that you all are putting in the chat are very great points. He would not agree to things he Stephen say he would not agree to things he did not do. Okay, class, you're right, but like Big Vi said, that connection in it is not just about a officer A, because there are other links that made that happen, and information reported to certain people who let it happen. Agree. Say, classy, I truly agree with you, Queen. Say, I was thinking that too, classy. Facts. What's up, T.S. Blunt? How's it going? You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna tell y'all, like we gotta be realistic though. If this officer is not that important, just an individual, just an individual officer is not that important for the government to be protecting the way that this person is being protected and was able to retire on leave, just disappear. This person is way more important than just an officer. This person has connection ties to someone who's close knitted with this case. This person is very critical, very critical. This person understood the assignment. This person understood that they needed to get the star witness in New York to come against R. Kelly. They understood what it was going to take, and they made it happen. I figure some one of the other BOP will him out. No loyalty amongst crooks. Right, I agree. What's up, just passing, listening? What up, Gemini? Hello, T is blunt. Devon say classic, but no debate. We see what's going on. It's public now. It's all coming out. Somebody else needs to go to jail. Thought is my thing. I agree. I agree. They needed. They most definitely needed. They needed to get the star witness on their side, in order to even go forward with what was going on.
Lifetime, as far as quick on lifetime, as far as lifetime is concerned, there are real people, real women out here really being abused, really missing. They're really missing. They're really chained up in basements. I've been in here 4 years. I haven't seen one person that was ever chained up in a basement come forward for anything. But I tell you one thing, before Lifetime came out, I was minding my business. I was in the studio. I was working with celebrities. I had tours. But when Lifetime came out, all of that went away. Meaning, before Lifetime came out, I had no charges pending against me. Nobody had went to a radio station or had went to, a police station. It took a year to put together Lifetime. If all of the things they said I did on Lifetime were true, it only take a minute to go to a police station. But when there's a crime committed, you don't go make a movie on it. You go to the police station. Nobody had done that.
So what you hear is Robert saying, if it was a crime committed, why didn't anyone go to the police station? He's telling you, if I done something and someone would have went to the police station, I have no problem owning up to what I've done. But why is it that no one ever went to the police station, but they are saying that I committed these sexual assaults, battered and abused these women, whatever the situation may be, but there's no police report, no doctor's report, but he's such a bad person. And I believe this as well. This is just allegedly. This is allegedly. Angela Jackson said this person don't work for the prison system, and I believe that could be that could be possible because they saying that this alleged BOP officer that accessed the jail records accessed the records from Wisconsin when he was being incarcerated in Chicago, in Illinois. So with that being said, if it's that easy for someone in a whole nother state to access jail records in a whole nother state, well, we understand that the federal is a system. It is a system. And why did Angel Cruz, why did so many people in Kim Fox's office, right? We have to look at that part. Why did so many people in Kim Fox's office resign or relocate? Why is it so many people since this R. Kelly case? Since this R. Kelly case, so many people in the Kim Fox attorney office has resigned or relocated. And if a BOP officer in another state could access this man's jail records, information, confidential information, whatever, from a whole nother state, who's to say that someone in her prosecution office wasn't able to access this information? Why would they go to Tasha K and give it to her, knowing who she is and what she represents? They knew what would happen by them giving it to Tasha K. This person understood this. We're gonna say this. This person that took these recordings and took these emails, they understood that they could not have direct contact with the star witness themselves. So you gotta think like a criminal now. These people know they know they taking criminal actions. They know they are taking criminal actions. So they know they couldn't have direct contact with the star witness themselves, because if the star witness get on stand and get twisted up enough on their stand, get crossed up enough on their stand, they would tell who they got this information from. So whoever got this information understood that they couldn't do a hand-to-hand transaction with the star witness. So they had to use a third party, which was Tasha K. Boom. These people are the real goddamn criminals. Jim Derogatis, let me see what they say. Jim Derogatis knew what was happening in the Fed's grand jury. Connect connect that to the Angel crew, whatever the name. To add to Angel was sent to New York. Am I correct? She went to Minnesota. They ran to Lifetime instead of filing police report. Agree, Gemini. EJ say, you know, yeah, Stephanie, exactly. And damn, do it have to be in cops though? Do it have to be cops though? Mm. Oh, caps. Okay, okay. Donnelly let the government do whatever she went along, played her part for the Me Too. She support them. Yeah, she do. She let the government do whatever the fuck they want to do. And every time Cannon wanted to bring in some type of evidence or video, contradictory statements that these alleged victims made, she would not allow Cannon to bring in no type of video evidence or nothing. So Ann Donnelly was compromised most definitely, because nothing happened. They became angry once they accessed records to Kells was denied. Say, what black folks you know stay in Wisconsin? Stephanie, stop it, Stephanie, stop it. Fat Track say ENT said that's right. Let me see. When when I mention stuff like ASUSA crew, for example, they stun at what I'm saying because they believe the one-sided coverage is regard in regards to Kale. Right, crew was wrong. Crew was wrong. Say that's right. Yes, EJ, because I'm driving and I need to have way see what I'm typing. Sure, a lot of people going to jail soon. Well, definitely, I blame his manager and accountant for a long time ago in the beginning. For real, they were in on it, making bad deals and helping those so-called accusers from the jump, getting them victims and then paying them. Right, I agree. Tasha K said I'm working with the feds. They gave they gave her the information to give to the witnesses. Right. Now they trying to get the fame and clout they deserve. They play dirty. They're only one victim of any here, and that's chaos. I agree. You say facts, Big Vi. You hit it right on the head. Most definitely. I understand. See, these people are, whoever these people are, these people knew for a fact that they couldn't get this information directly to the star witness. So they needed a third party. They needed a third party. So they went through the third party, which was Tasha K, which Tasha K got the information to the families, and the families got the information to the star witness. But then they gave the information to the confidential informant. Boom, and the informant was in connection with Angel Cruz because he said that R.Kelly supporters were circling his house. Now make that make sense. How do you know an R.Kelly supporter circling your house? Do they got "We support R.Kelly" on the side of their car? I'm just trying to see. I can't stand your the EJ, right. Right. They ran to Lifetime because Sony flashed money they way for these stories. This one LL 30 years. Say Tiffany, hey, love like mm. It say Angel Crew recall in Angel in the Bible about message to Mary. The Angel Crew may be the key. I mean, it's she. I believe Angel Crew play a critical part because she just was in connection like she in connection with the Star Witness. She was in connection with the Star Witness in Chicago. She created the burner email account. 31 Pied Piper 312. Angel Crew had the burner email. Pied Piper 312. Then she said Homeland Security advised her to make the burner email account that she was communicating with the informant, Derek Goddess, and she was in communication with Boss Baby with this burner email, Pied Piper 312. Now you as a prosecutor, right? Understand, you as a prosecutor, right? Why would you make a burner email account and name the burner email account Pied Piper 312? Who is the Pied Piper? R.Kelly 312. What that stand for? Chicago. This like what sense does that make? And why would you name it Pied Piper 312 and try to communicate with Boss Baby? So what if you wanted to lie to Boss Baby, to the Landfair chick, if you wanted to lie and say that you were R. Kelly, if you wanted to lie to Roshana Landfair and say that you were R. Kelly and you was communicating with Roshana through a burner email that people don't know about, could that be like, it's so much shit that you can think about this person, all the corruption. It's so much corruption that you can think about. Because out of all the burner email names that you could have thought of, why would you name the account Pied Piper 312? I'm just curious of all of this shit. I gotta shout out Prima Donna for making this point recently. Why were there Jane Does when we knew who they were from the docuseries? Exactly. Lex, what's up, bro? Say you keep losing signal. You there?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm here. Hold on for a second, man.
All right.
Yes, sir. All right. That'll be all.
I'll try again. Okay, that's Lex. You'll be okay. EJ Lex, man. Gemini. Say I lived in Wisconsin for 30 years. James say he lived in Wisconsin for 30 years. I say the same thing. Who lives in Minnesota, man? It gets so fucking cold up there. It's ridiculous. Say trying to point supporters of Kels as they most crazy bad people ever, when all we trying to make clear is that there were injustice in his case. Another point, why were there two separate cases and nicknames of star witness? Right. Witnesses make sense.
Hey, fam,
Stupid. Yes,
I
sir.
want, I want to touch on something too. I don't know if y'all brought it up or if anybody brought it up. I don't know how long you've been on. I just happened to look up and saw you, so I said let me go and jump in and state my piece before I jump out. Has anybody brought up the New York trial where they had allegedly had a police officer and a person that worked in the prosecution
On the
office?
jury. On the
Yeah.
jury.
Have anybody brought
Yeah.
that up yet?
Ain't nobody brought it up, but I heard that they had someone from the prosecutor's office that was a part of the jury.
Yeah. See that right there. That's grounds for dropping the case too, because you can't have that's conflict of interest. You can't have
I
that going
mean,
on.
you had on the when you go over the jury questionnaires, one of the jurors said they saw surviving R. Kelly, but they
Yeah.
still felt they could be impartial. Then one of the jurors said that they were a victim of sexual assault, but
Oh
they felt
man.
they still could be they still felt like they could be impartial. This is so much fucking corrupt shit that went on in New York. New York was way more fucked up than Chicago was.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I don't get how people they keep wanting to rationalize with the fact that, well, he guilty because they say he was guilty. They found it. No, that ain't how it went down. You had to actually sit there and watch everything that they did, everything that unfolded after the fact. And then once we found out what was going on, we start putting it out there. Then they thinking you crazy because you putting it out there. No, it didn't go down like the way they said. Though the media gonna be one sided anyway. They gonna just tell one side. They're not gonna break down. Well, this happened. Uh, the questionnaire was released, and then find out that like you just said, a couple of the people said they saw surviving R.Kelly. You had supposedly had alleged police officer on the jury. You had another person that worked in the office on the jury. There's so much stuff that they didn't release, and you got everybody thinking that well it was an open and shut case. That's it.
No. What was the jury instructions in Chicago to make one of the fucking jurors in the fourth quarter? That needs to change. You
Yep.
can't be a juror that sit in the goddamn trial for 13 out of 14 days, and on the 13th day you say, "Well, I don't feel good. I need to pull out," and then they change the juror. Then the next day you have a jury deliberations with a motherfucker who ain't even been in tune with what's been going on, even though they sitting in the overflow and they sitting back there, but have they been engaged with the trial like a person who's the original juror that was sitting there firsthand? You get what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
should be some type of rule. You can't if you are part of the trial for a certain percent of the trial, then you just can't step down. You know what
Yeah.
I'm
You
saying?
got to
In
stay.
case, and I understand a family emergency, but you can't anxiety. Are you serious? Like, what the fuck did
Yeah.
they tell you that make your anxiety go through the fucking roof all of a sudden?
And we still ain't heard from none of the damn jury members from New York or Chicago. We still ain't heard from them. Don't know how they look or none of that stuff. Everything is so top secret. And I started thinking about how this the BOP officer and the Tasha K thing. I
Hmm.
wouldn't be surprised if the BOP officer is in connection with the prosecutors. I wouldn't be
I
surprised.
mean, that's exactly what I'm saying. A part of the prosecutors, even if it is a BOP, this BOP officer could be a goddamn smoke screen from the looks of it, because I ain't never seen someone so goddamn protected. If a regular, if a regular, you can mute up, Licks. If a regular citizen that works in correctional violated a correctional policy, it would not be a fucking tussle or hassle to expose who this person is or was. But the simple fact that they are protecting this source the way that they are protecting it kind of remind me of the dumbass shit that Jim Derrigatis said. I'm trying to. He received these tapes from another. Jim Derrigatis quote: "I received tapes from an anonymous source." Then they ask him, "Why did you not testify?" The dumb fat fuck gonna say, "I didn't want to give up my source." You stupid motherfucker. Do you understand what the fuck you just said, Jim Derogatis? How can you receive something anonymously and then give up your source? How can you give up something that you don't fucking know? You gotta make this shit make sense. You don't even supposed to know who the fuck gave you the tape. So how the fuck can you give them up? Fucking oxymoron. Like, this shit, that's the shit that's so frustrating. And people try to argue this shit. And people try to tell you wrong for feeling like you feel, or why are you debating this shit? Because look how stupid this shit sounds. I received tapes from an anonymous person, but you don't testify because you don't want to give up your source. How the fuck can you give up somebody that you claim to not know? Shit don't even make fucking sense. That's why I get frustrated with it. Like, people is holding on to the stuff with a leer. They can't see what's going on now, and not fair. I agree. That person knew all this was some BS, and it ain't no parts no more. I don't think they stepped down because of them. I think they stepped down because the they verdict because the verdict ain't matched majority rule verdict. It's a prosecution court maneuver to let the public know these alleged witnesses be saying them to be Jane Doe type in court documents, aka transcripts and media. EJ say exactly big by Donovan say at classy. They say and with the outrage people were showing even in the jury panel, they ain't want to be next on the outrage. I'm I'm top the table. Man, look at how many people, how many I mean we don't even really speak on that. James say make it make sense. And we would say because he knows who's giving him the tape. Of course, he knows who bought it all along. Got connection to Lisa Van Allen and Merle. You say, you say, Stephen say. Not to mention, Jim said sometime made duplicates of the tapes. Why are they not arrested for distribution of child porn? Exactly. Even Sparkle said that the lawyer had called her, but then the lawyer came out and said that she lied on him. The lawyer said she lied, and now all of a sudden she got the shit. Like, how did Jim Derogatis know to contact Sparkle and say, "Is this your niece?" You don't work for R. Kelly. You haven't been around R. Kelly. You're not in R. Kelly camp. So how do you know who this girl is, and who she could be related to? None of this shit makes sense. None of it. But we're gonna listen to Kels, man. Uh, we're gonna listen to Kels, man, and we're gonna listen to Kels, like one of the calls that I like, and it's one of the calls that I like to hear him talk about because I hear the passion in this man's voice. When he say he feel like he's being buried alive, when he say he feel like he's in a casket kicking. I mean, it's so much like, and this is one of the times that I like to hear him speak, but even listening to we talk about this shit with Jim Derogatis, man, and him with this tape shit that he talking about he received anonymous, but he trying to protect his source. How can you protect something that you claim is anonymous? That shit don't make sense. It just don't make sense. But the more and more this shit continue to go, the more and more it's gonna open up, and people are going to find out. People are going to start to see. You know what I'm saying? When you got these jurors who have been compromised before the trial, all of a sudden they want to speed the trial up when it's convenient for the prosecutors. But when it's the defense asking for more time, then guess what? We don't got time no more. How ironic. How ironic is it when the prosecutors need more time, they delay the trial for 2 years. Now, when the defense asks for more time, they don't got no more time to waste. They got to go. They got to go. They got to go. Bullshit. I call it. Ah! Boy, they better leave me alone, boy.
At the
Ah.
same time, because I know who I was talking to. It's hard to trust people. People take my words, they twist them, and all I'm trying to do is get out the truth.
Yes.
And that's the only reason I continue talking is because even though I'm in the dark and don't know who I'm talking to, my strength comes from because I'm telling the truth. So I was going to say, man, you mean to tell me a BOP disciplinary hearing officer is going to just wake up one day and say, let me just take a chance on my career, losing my career and going to jail, and just access all of my private phone calls?
It doesn't make sense because personally I wouldn't risk my career like that.
That's my point. Let me just take a chance and just access R.Kelly's records, private records between him and his girlfriend and his attorney 153 times. So let me do it 153 times. Let me scan that to my own personal Gmail, and then let me send that to a blogger, Tasha K, who happens to know my girlfriend Joycelyn father really good, who happens to know the parents of the government witness in my case. These are not coincidences, man. This is a plan. You know what plan it is? People have to figure that out for themselves. But it's a plan. Those are too many coincidences. And who's gonna do that? And besides, I'm already going through enough. So I wrote this thing down because I don't want to be scrambling on this phone for my little 15 minutes.
I got you.
And I know my own handwriting, so when people hear me say I wrote this down, I don't want nobody to go, oh, I thought he couldn't write. Well, I can't spell, but I can write. So this is my own handwriting. I said, I'm already going through enough. And the last thing I need is a BOP officer and a blogger illegally stealing and sharing my private phone calls and emails. Between me and my relationship, who just happened to be the government's star witness in my case. They have to stop acting like this didn't happen, or like it's not a big deal, because it's a really big deal. So big that I believe it tainted my case in a lot of ways, which also I believe was the plan, at least when it comes to this BOP officer and Tasha K. Because ask yourself, what other reason would a BOP officer, a disciplinary hearing officer who's like a judge in the prisons, why would they illegally access all of my emails and phone calls? Why? What is the reason to do that? And send that to her own personal Gmail account. Give all of that information to a very influential blogger, Tasha K. Why would Tasha K need to share all of that with government witnesses in my case?
Mm.
Why were they both allowed to get away with it? This happened 4 years ago. This happened around the same time my girl was flipping on me and lying on me. It's been 4 years now, and I, nor my attorneys, even know who this lady is, this BOP officer. Don't know her name. I don't know if she's white, black, I don't know what. We haven't been told anything. How does she know Tasha K? How did they meet on this planet? How did a disciplinary hearing officer and a blogger meet?
Grown right here in the Lone Star State. To bring the freshest of Texas.
Yeah, people will say R.Kelly's just fishing. He's just trying to figure something out to get out of jail. You're damn right, because I'm not supposed to be in here. You don't have to fish, though, with this situation, because there's a search warrant, an affidavit that backs up everything I'm saying. People are just ignoring it. But it exists. It's in the public. It's in the system. It's in black and white that this BOP officer and Tasha K did this. And although the investigation is not fully disclosed, it should be. It was executed by a federal agent. Not R.Kelly, not my attorneys, but by a federal agent. It was signed off by a federal judge who would never sign off on a search warrant unless there was enough probable cause to do so. I don't have to lie on anybody.
This call is from a federal prison.
And I definitely wouldn't be in the BOP, being held by the BOP, detained by the BOP, and on this damn phone lying on the BOP. Besides, it's not that I'm coming against the BOP. I'm coming against this BOP officer. And besides, if I was lying, this phone call would have been disconnected. Okay? It would have been cut off on me. But because I'm telling the truth, it's not. I know I had a very good chance of beating my case. But that chance was stolen from me when this BOP officer decided to illegally steal all my information and share it with government witnesses through Tasha K. And this is according to the OIJ. There was an investigation done, a search warrant done back in 2019, back in 2020, before I even went to court, which means I really shouldn't even went to trial until this investigation was fully investigated. Because now I'm found guilty, and here I am, looking at all of this information that could have helped me in my case. It could have stopped people from being on the stand that was scorned. They're mad at me because they found some illegal contraband shown to them by Tasha K. from this BOP officer stealing it. If I'm not making sense, just leave my ass in here. But I know I'm making sense. And all I want is the full disclosure. I want full disclosure on this investigation. I want to know this lady who stole my information and gave it to Tasha K. I want to know why she did it. I want to know how she met Tasha K. I want to know why they did this to me. I want to know who else is involved. Why? Because you damn right I want to go home, bro. I want to get my life back. Because nobody deserves this. I don't care if you had a traffic ticket. I don't care what kind of case you have. You have the right to prove your innocence.
You heard it, man. And and one thing I just from listening to it this time, listening to what he said this time, he said this investigation wasn't brought up because of my attorneys. He said this investigation about this BOP officer was brought up by the Bureau of Prisons. So they brought up this, they found out about this shit before his lawyers ever even knew about it. They found out about this before his lawyers even knew about it. This information. So why would they go as far as bringing it out, investigating, just to stop the investigation and don't say nothing no more? That's the shit that's making me think, like, what the fuck? Like, it don't make sense. That's what's not making sense to me. The BOP, the DOJ, whatever. They the one conducted this investigation. They brought this investigation to Robert. They brought this to his knowledge that this information, this shit was going on. So why would they bring it to him? Why would they bring it to him to not tell him who the fuck the person was? When he say, I feel like, when he said, when he was referencing, he feel like he's buried alive because of, he, like he say, he see how much, he see all of the information that they gave him after his trial. He got all this paperwork, and now he was seeing that all this information that these people had that could have helped him, that wasn't presented in trial. We're gonna listen to Kels tell about, put things into perspective about this whole situation with uh Joy and Ass, and Joy wanting R. Kelly at some point to choose, and he had spoke with his attorney and told his attorney that he wasn't, he wasn't gonna let Joy go. But when he talk about trusting Joy with the money and having Joy to hide the money, what happens? What that did for the star witness when the money became not accessible for the star witness became the star witness.
While one of the government witnesses was sitting there with Tasha K on the internet, there's a picture of it. It's a go figure that my information was being shared with, witnesses, and it was being shared by the Tasha K. So a BOP officer, disciplinary hearing officer, which is a judge in the Bureau of Prisons, how do you even know a YouTube blogger? These questions you have to ask yourself. These questions people have to ask themselves. And I'm not going to lie, I don't have anything bad against the BOP. I don't have anything, I'm not mad or anything, or have anything against law enforcement or anything. I just have something against this one individual who accessed illegally my records 153 times. And on that same day, the affidavit said that there were 60 other BOP employees that accessed my records illegally on that same day. So there you have 61 BOP employees that work for federal that illegally accessed my records, my phone calls, my emails.
All you.
And the last time, and when you talk to just put it like this, when you talk to your female, I'm kind of pausing because I want to make sure that I don't go into my case.
Right,
so
right.
Excuse me for that.
No, you're fine.
But to give you a scenario, if you tell one woman, hey, I'm going to give you the money, you put the money behind the blue couch, and because the other lady is spending the money, and she's not supposed to be spending it because I need that money for lawyers. So you being more responsible. You take the money, put it behind the blue couch, and don't tell her. Just hold it and use that for emergencies or if I need anything or pay bills or whatever. The other woman is not supposed to know the very next day where that money is.
Right.
I'm not supposed to get a call, which I did from my girl saying they took the money, they left a note saying F you and F him, I'm going to do what I have to do. These things is happening. These things happening in 2019, and then I get another visit from the woman who took the money, and she tells me, since when did you start giving her the money, and why did you tell her to put it behind the couch and not tell me? Don't lie to me. I heard the phone call. So in 2019, I'm trying to figure out how the hell did she hear that phone call? In 2019, I'm trying to figure out why would she tell me in the last visit that, and since when did you start calling her Cookie? by nickname on email. I'm trying to figure out how the hell did she know I call her Cookie? She say, don't lie to me. I fucking saw the emails. Excuse my language. I saw the fucking emails. That's what she said. And why would you tell your lawyer that you're not leaving her for me? Well, I did actually have that conversation with my lawyer. And now I'm trying to figure out how the hell she hear this. She say, I don't give a fuck. I know your voice. You cannot fucking lie to me. I know your voice. Well, I wasn't debating whether she knew my voice or not. I was in my mind trying to figure out, in 2019, how did she know?
Yeah.
Well, in 2019, a BOP disciplinary hearing officer was illegally accessing my phone calls, my emails, and sharing them with Tasha K. Tasha K said it on her own podcast, on platforms, that she's sharing that information with government witnesses' parents. While one of the government witnesses was sitting there with Tasha K on the internet, there's a picture of it.
Man, boy, how much, man, just listening to the amount of corruption that took place in order to convict this man is so crazy, man. I mean, there is so much corruption on so many levels. So much corruption on so many levels. Then for the star witness to take all of the man money and leave because she left in early November. She was gone. She came back. They staged that fight. The fight that her and Joy had, she staged that fight as a cover up for what she had done. She took all the man money, left him defenseless with no money, no way for Joy to be able to pay bills or anything. She took all the money. Then not only did she do that, she goes down to the prison and sees him for the last time because it was time for him to change out the two situations. And she was like, then as soon as she leaves the visit, he says she goes down to the warden and tells the warden some shit about him. And then she gets on the phone with him and tell him like, look, it's over. You lied to me. You lied to Joy. You knew I was coming to get her. This, that, and the third. Like this star witness, oh my God, like she turned into a goddamn tornado once she realized she didn't have the position that she thought she had. She thought she had Kels around her finger to the point to where he would never go against anything that she said. And she realized that she wasn't the one ordered to. Say the DA set all of it up. That's why they can't get no information. It sounds like something they would do. I agree, Tipsy. Because why would they didn't even have to come and tell him that they was investigating potential BOP officer leaking his information, but the fact that they came and told him and then they didn't give him the full disclosure of the investigation, which don't make sense. Free R.Kelly, that part. Say that part. Lock in. I'm gonna let y'all in on a little secret. I believe they were Don Russell, Nicole, Black Becca, Larry, Tasha K, Angel, and Ghost Bear. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Man, that's a lot, bro. It's a lot. And then they get mad because people advocate for this injustice that we see. Yeah, it is real victims out here. There are real women out here being victimized that need this type of attention that R. Kelly case garner. But when you look at the type of case that R. Kelly, you look at R. Kelly case and the attention that it garnered. When you talk about women saying that they were victims, but these women were being paid $5,000 a month to do nothing. They were getting $75,000 shopping sprees during birthdays, $10,000 Christmas shopping sprees. All type. These was the most expensive victims I ever seen in my life. They lived the best of the best life. They went as they wanted to. They came as they wanted to. I mean, you can't. Nah, you got real victims out here. I keep telling you, go back to when the woman was caught up in the sex trafficking ring. She killed the guy who had her and other females in this sex trafficking ring, and they charged her for the murder. They wanted this young lady to pay restitution to the man's family who kidnapped her and put her in a sex trafficking ring. Make that shit make sense. You can't have it both ways, bro. What up, Tracy? Sir Bay, what's going on? I agree. Hold on. I went too far. I went too far. She was already jealous from day one. Right. Man, Oliver, wow. Free Suge Knight, free R. Kelly. Most definitely, most definitely. Man, Oliver, that's some BS, man. Right. Now, she ain't gonna be charged for stealing. She ain't gonna be charged for stealing this man money. She ain't gonna be charged for stealing the man dog. She ain't gonna be charged for stealing all the man clothes. She stole the man clothes, got on live, and cut the man Gucci jackets, all type of shit. Cut the shit up like they talking about she relieving some of her stress. But how is she relieving stress when she always? I ain't gonna even speak on it. I ain't gonna speak on it. Go back and look at them leaving his bail hearing and listen to Dennis Byron only asked Joy if she was going home. They never asked. Wow, I had to go back and look at that. Tasha K better pay Cardi. You damn right she better pay Cardi her money ASAP. That part, Lex. She once told Kel not to trust Joy, but she did not like how quiet Joy was and how close Joy wanted to be. I always liked the Joy. Even from the Gayle King interviews, Joy stood out to me as way more mature than the Star Witness was. The Star Witness just was so fucking aggressive. And then, hold on now. Hold on. Let's go back here. Let's go back here. Listen at this lie. This from the Star Witness. This from the Star Witness. This is more lies. More lies, man. More lies right here coming up. More lies from the Star Witness. I can't make this shit up. This is from their mouth. This is from her mouth, not mine.
Like, I didn't even know that we were going to be doing an interview with Gayle until probably like less than 24 hours, maybe like the morning, like the night before, going into the morning of. So, and it's like, I don't watch news anyways. I didn't know who she was. I was just like,
everything.
Yes. You know, before that interview, you know, he had us practicing every single day.
Practicing what?
Answering questions. And if he didn't like our answer, he would tell us exactly what to say and how to say it. So anytime you mention anything,
I'm stunned by this.
Yeah.
So anytime you mention
anything about sexual preference, we already know to say, I'm not here to talk about that. Because that's what he told us to say every single time.
And that's exactly what you said.
First of all, I'm not here to talk about my personal life. Okay. And I would never share with no one what.
It's like.
Now, I'm going to replay this again since y'all just saw it. Now this is what D did. This is what she did. The Gayle King interviews had already aired. She come back on the shit with Jason Lee during an interview. This was before. But this is how they sat there and spliced this shit up, right? She did the Jason Lee interviews after the Gayle King interviews. Before. They did the interview before she come out talking. Before she flipped, right? She come out saying that they did not know that they were going to do a Gayle King interview up until less than 24 hours before. This is what she say. They did not know they were going to be doing an interview with Gayle King until less than 24 hours before the interview aired. Then she gonna turn around and tell Gayle King on the other hand that they had been being coached for the interview. So this interview, when she come back on Gayle King after she done flipped, now she done took everything she said in the first Gayle King interview and flipped it around on R.Kelly and said that R.Kelly was coaching them, and then Gayle King come back and do the little drops. Oh, he told y'all to say this. And he said if you asked us about something like sexual, then he told us to say that. But then your truth come out when you say, how do you come out and say that y'all didn't know about the interview up until less than 24 hours before the interview aired, but then you come back after you're a victim and say that he coached y'all and prepped y'all for the interview. Let's go back here one more time.
Like, I didn't even know that we were going to be doing an interview with Gayle until probably like less than 24 hours, maybe like the morning, like the night before, going into the morning of. So, and it's like, I don't watch news anyways. I didn't know who she was. I was just like,
everything,
yes. You know, before that interview, you know, he had us practicing every single day.
Practicing what?
Answering questions. And if he didn't like our answer, he would tell us exactly what to say and how to say it. So anytime you mention anything,
I'm stunned by this.
Yeah.
So anytime you mention
anything about sexual preference, we already know to say, I'm not here to talk about that. Because that's what he told us to say every single time.
And that's exactly what you said.
First of all, I'm not here to talk about my personal life. Okay. And I would never share with no one what.
It's like,
man, you hear the bullshit. Y'all hear the bullshit in the game. Man, we got Morocco, man. Morocco in the house. Man, y'all give it up for Morocco, man. We on the satellite tonight. We on the satellite. We on a different frequency tonight, man. We out all the way from Morocco. Salute from the U.S. bullshit states that we in right now. But salute to you all the way over in Morocco. You hear me? Much love. Free chaos till we see chaos. You goddamn right. Not to mention they confirmed chaos checked IDs. Right, chaos checked all IDs. He kept copies of all IDs. JP, she have an arrest record of having fake. She's been arrested for having fake ID. She have charges for carrying false identification. So did I. Joy conducted herself very well. Most definitely. She did conduct herself well on the Gayle King interview. She didn't disrespect Gayle. She didn't come out to Gayle. When Gayle asked questions that she didn't agree or didn't like, she just didn't say nothing. But as the star witness, she like a fucking firecracker, man. I don't see how Gayle dealt with her that long. She like a fucking firecracker. As full of it. What she said in the first Gayle King interview with Joy is what she said under oath. Right. That part. Morocco said that was set up. I swear to God, of course, I would not. I would be hesitant to stand next to any of them, far from for fear of bolts of lightning coming down and striking them dead. Like, when you see them heifers, you better run. Man, man. Classic said link someone higher than the BOP has stepped in and they are watching this unfold first. Of course, I agree with that, James. She lied between two interviews as to how long they prepped. Right. She's a bold faced liar. She's a bold faced liar. One interview, she said days of prepping, and on the other interview, she said the night before he prepped them. Right? She's so fucking. She all over the place. That cocaine is a hell of a drug. That, that cocaine is a hell of a drug.
What's up,
Laughing
nephew?
my ass off. Not much. Oh,
I'm
man.
getting off. I just punched out.
All right, all right.
So
They say laughing my ass off. You
I'm
caught.
taking the long way home.
Okay. Stephanie say laughing my ass off. You caught that shiznit too. This heifer think we not catching this shiznit right. Morocco say I appreciate you, my brother, all the way from I don't know how Casa. I don't know. You from Morocco, all the way from. We got love for Morocco too, man. Share it with some of your cousins, your brothers, your uncles that don't know how to work their phone that good. Tell them about
Hey,
Big Vi.
don't talk about me. Hey, I love my niece. My niece and nephew say, "Here, hey, Unc, you old school. Give me, I got you, Unc." I'm like, man, everybody trying to get off this, man. You know, yeah. I've been catching it. Classy made some good points that I liked, and Harmony made some good points. A lot of people make some good points. I really I'm like, wow, I've never thought about it like that.
Oh yeah, it's yeah, a lot of people is lining this shit up the way it needs to be lined up because
Yeah,
this BOP officer shit is a smoke screen. This
yeah,
shit is way deeper
yeah,
than an officer
yeah,
giving
yeah,
information to Tasha K. They not
yeah.
protecting no regular citizen, just an
No,
everyday
no,
average correctional officer being protected like this.
no. It's some important people, and I wouldn't be surprised, nephew, if it go as far as political ties.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised because, like you said, when you look at the transcript and you look at the charges and you look at they had no case, there was nothing, and you look at what this really about to go to this extent for one human being. I have never saw this in all the years I've lived on this earth, and I've heard cases where people did some erroneous stuff and didn't get this kind of heat.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that's what I see.
But like I tell my people, I'm gonna give y'all this for anybody, for the people who may have doubt, for people who are unfamiliar with the appellate court, Supreme Court setting, and what
Right.
it looked like. I'm gonna give y'all a video to let y'all understand how y'all think Jennifer Bunjean is a bad bitch, which she called herself that on Twitter. I didn't say it. That's what she called herself a bad bitch. I said this woman gotta have some fried chicken in her. But
Real talk. Real talk.
but hats off to Bo Brindley. Bo Brindley was a bad son of a gun
Okay.
during that Chicago trial. But
Right.
when
Right.
we talk about the top guns. When
Okay.
you look at this video of the Supreme Court on this prosecutor ass.
Okay.
These people don't play.
Yeah.
So this is something to just put into perspective. We, as everybody that's in the chat, listen to what these judges is saying to this prosecutor, and listen at what the prosecutor is arguing, and kind of like tie that into what we know took place in the R.Kelly trial from New York to
Look.
Chicago. And we can think forward to the appeal process, and you should be in a real good place from watching this little clip.
Among our major arguments have been the fact that there were multiple prosecution witnesses who gave inconsistent statements that kept changing, and that some of these clearly had no case against the R&B king, but were nevertheless brought to trial. Their purpose was to further depict R.Kelly as the predator that was alleged to be. Another major concern was that R.Kelly's trial was completely prejudicial, and the judgment was made along assumptions that R.Kelly was a bad person, with no substantial evidence to prove a case against him. In this particular case, the Supreme Court jurors are completely unhappy to note that a judgment was made along similar prejudicial lines, making us confident that the Supreme Court will find it easy to rule out the current judgment. Once this has been overturned, R.Kelly will surely be a free man again. Take a look.
The rationale for introducing the testimony of the three uncharged victims.
The testimony of Young, Dunning, and Wolf, as Justice Burke found, was directly probative of defendant's state of mind.
Why wasn't that accomplished with the three women who were complainants? I mean, that for me is the problem. You already have three women who give you three different types of stories of the horrors they allege they experienced with him. I think you've covered that. So to pile on with three uncharged complainants, three uncharged victims, is leaning really close to that propensity line.
It was relevant to defendant's intent. As Your Honor pointed out, intent was hotly contested below.
I don't understand how that wasn't established through Mann. Because he had a 5-year relationship with him after the assault.
Because Mann's allegations were not so unambiguous that there would have been no doubt in a juror's mind that defendant intended the forcible element of the first-degree rape. Again, when Justice Burke...
You're saying that you wanted to prove what he did with Mann by introducing the testimony of those other three women.
No, certainly not. Mann's allegations would have established, if believed, would have established the elements of the offense.
Where the women were of the uncharged crimes were not the victims for which were being prosecuted, though. Where was the balancing that's supposed to go on in Molyneux? This was incredibly prejudicial testimony, no?
Well, no, respectfully, Your Honor, it wasn't prejudicial for two reasons. One, the court gave extensive limiting instructions. 3 times the court explained to the jury...
The fact that there's instructions doesn't mean it's not prejudicial.
But here we know it wasn't.
I'm charged with 3 rapes, and here come 3 other women who claim I did the same thing to them, but I'm not being charged with that. That's prejudicial.
Well, it's not prejudicial.
So the question is, does that prejudice, is that outweighed by some probative value that supersedes that?
Respectfully, Your Honor, it wasn't prejudicial here, and we know that.
Opposing counsel referred to the Molyneux rulings in this case as unprecedented. What cases do you rely on under New York law that actually constitute precedent for the court's rulings in this case on the Molyneux issues?
Well, parsing the Molyneux evidence, no one would quibble with the admissibility of the uncharged offenses as to Mann. Ample case law, which we...
I'm talking about the other 3 women.
Right. As to Young, Dunning, and Wolf, again, I think Vargas is a perfect illustration of precisely why we were permitted to put forth the evidence here. It's well understood that Molyneux evidence can shed light on the defendant's state of mind and intent.
So you're really arguing that this was not overkill? I mean, there were certain items in the Sandoval that I thought, okay, that's fair game. If you, after being fired, ask an employee at the company to take computers and delete stuff, that's fair game. But some of this other stuff, let's inflame the jury's heart by telling them that he beat up his brother during a meeting. I don't see how there is a balance there on that.
Well, threatening behavior, again, goes directly to demonstrating his ability to put his own self-interest at the expense of others, and that goes to the heart of honesty and integrity. The fact that there were many of these acts only indicated how defendant chose to live his life.
Yes, and counsel, you know what? There are trials every day where we have defendants who have a rap sheet a mile long. A mile long. They'll have 20 felony convictions on their rap sheet. And I see no judge say, go ahead, go to town on all of them, because they don't let you go into the facts. They usually just let one or two in. I mean, there is a balance.
But looking at what was let in relation to its impact on whether the jury could otherwise decide the case, not based on the fact that this is just a horrible person. That's really the balance, not what was let out.
That's correct, and perhaps if this involved a case that had 100 or 150 allegations, it would present a different scenario.
30 non-convicted, and they're not convictions, not one of them, acts. That's balance?
Well, as you point out, the fact that they're not convictions, that they're just bad acts, if anything, makes them less prejudicial. But the fact that there were so many is only indicative of how defendant...
Now, we speaking about non-convicted acts. We talk about non-convicted acts. We just talk about it in New York. They had over 50 witnesses.
Yep. And nobody said
over 50 witnesses.
Yeah.
Then we got we got one of the main witnesses, as in Cheryl Mack, who claimed to have been in the room when some of these predicate acts took place. But she didn't call the police. She didn't make a police report. She said nothing.
Like you said earlier, like you said earlier, when I listened to it, when I was at work, you were saying they knew they had did some criminal acts, so they ain't finna touch it themselves. So they needed some crash dummies. I'm just gonna say it like that. They needed some crash dummies. You know what I mean? And it's a shame that in our community, and not just our community, but a lot of communities, especially ours, we haven't got healed. We not whole. We jealous of one another. We got the Willie Lynch still with us, and you know, hypnotized with hatred. All that old crap, man. We easily can be some money. We ain't got no integrity. You know, we can be bought. Once they see that you can be bought, oh man, they know they got somebody that can use. And then this prosecutor gonna try to come here and present to these judges like she know more than what they know. I'm like, are you serious? But that's the arrogance of the prosecutor. You know what I mean? And I hope this woman hasn't had anything in her life that she experienced, because I've known the cases where individuals have had that and they get in this, you know, these type of positions, and they may at first have, you know, good intentions, but if you ain't been in work through that and healed, and where you become whole and you got a balance now, you're in a dangerous position. You can take somebody's life from them. You know what I mean? That's how serious this stuff is. You know, so I'm with Kels, man. Keep putting the pressure on there. Somebody gonna slip. Somebody gonna say something. You know what I mean? And I think it's a very important, like you said, Vi, it's a very, very important linkage, man. It's this more than just an ordinary, you know. Yeah, but it's coming out. It's coming out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And Lisa McCrae say 2 trial, 2 states, 2 life sentences, 5 trial. Say 5 venues, 5 life sentences, 5 victims, 5. This is all about. They say this and that. 5 victims, 5 this, 5 that. More restitution, more money, man. But the whole shit. We listen to Cheryl Mack tell us in this memoir that Robert traveled with with the star witness to Cincinnati. It's supposed to have been underage. We see Cheryl Mack say the act took place in Cincinnati. If this was about trafficking it with the intent to have sex or whatever, like they said, why wasn't Cincinnati a part of their indictment?
Right.
But they indict them in New York. How the hell do you take Jerronda Pace, who never crossed state lines, and cross her over to New York to be a victim in a RICO case in New York when she never left out of fucking Chicago? But then you hear in the video that I just last played, when they say man, when they was asking her about man was the woman. They say man went on to have a 5-year relationship with the defendant after
Right.
allegedly being, after allegedly accusing the defendant of raping her.
Right.
So we think about that now. They accused the star witness Boss Baby in Chicago of being on the tape. R.Kelly get found out guilty. She go on to live with him for 10 years after that.
10 years. Yep. Which to me,
So
and no disrespect at all, she wouldn't have been staying with me after that. She wouldn't have been staying with me after that. No disrespect. No disrespect.
It's too close. Like my boy Johnny Taylor say, that's too close for comfort.
Right. And like what Miss like what asked.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
When Miss A. Clary, when that hotel situation, you know what I mean, the officer came, saw her the D. After that, she'd have been gone. That's been it. You said we did send her, and then they sent her back. She'd have been gone. She would have never been back in my presence, nor my surrounding. I'd have been on top of my lawyers. They would have had to make a prep, whatever they needed to do. I'd have been on top of it like a wet blanket. There's no way. And then at that point, everybody else from top to bottom, all around, in and out, would have been swept clean. Period. I would have shut everything down.
Then check this out. This another thing we can look at. Now, she was there with Kels. He was unsure about, her age after the hotel incident. So he sent her back. Could that have sparked the resentment in her to say, okay, well, I'm going to go back and play my part, and I'm going to make sure I get his ass now?
Like I said before, I think that was a plan B already in play. It was already in play. Just in case.
Hold on right quick. Crazy 8 legs. Let me tell you something. Buy your ass some time in another chat. You gone. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I think it was a plan B with that in mind, in case the first, plan that they had fell through. But like you said earlier, you got to think like a criminal. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They had a plan, E, F, let alone a plan B. You know what I mean? It's obvious. It's obvious. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So they already had that in place.
You can't.
You should be a little smarter than that.
You can't look at her as a victim because she was well aware. She was well aware of what was taking place. She was well aware of what was asked of her to do because she spoke it. She told her, my parents wanted me to get these pictures. My parents wanted me to perform these sexual acts. So you are nothing more than an accomplice at this time because you know that you are in there for the wrong reason, but you still failed to tell the truth to Robert. You had ample amount of time to say, you know what? I'm really this age and my parents tried to do this and I just want to come clean. Because see, someone with a conscience would do that, would do the right thing. If you had a conscience, you would come out and say, you know what? My parents are trying to set you up, this, that, and the third, and get that shit clear. But you wanted what you saw other people having. You saw these other women walking around with these Birkin bags and heels and their breasts done, and you got infatuated with a lifestyle that you could possibly live. So you went on with the bullshit. But as I always say, I gotta hold my elders accountable as well. Kels, that's a situation that you have to be able to use your discernment and say, I can't get involved in this. when you saw it wasn't right because your heart would not let it rest. That's why you sent her back. You don't supposed to ever once your heart, if it don't feel right in your heart, and this is anything you do in
Yep.
life, if your heart is telling
Yep.
you that this is not the situation for you, you better listen to it. Because if you go
Yep.
against it,
Yep.
you're gonna pay a price for it. And sometimes it can
Yep.
cost you
Yep.
your life.
Yep.
Not just your
Yep.
freedom.
Yep. Yep. I agree. I agree.
Did Robert ever acknowledge that letter in public? Which letter? Which letter, Stephanie? Must be talking about the letter from the parents, so-called signing. But I don't even see how you can emancipate a 17-year-old. I mean, they consider an adult in Chicago, but it's so many twists and turns in this plot that it's crazy. But the ultimate thing is the laws that were broken to them breaking the laws to prosecute the law. It don't work that way. We can sit here all day and say this man a bad guy. We can sit here and don't like the fact that he date multiple women. But if it's a
Right.
crime to
Right.
date multiple women, we may not agree
Right.
with it. It may
Right.
not look, but some women
Right.
out here want to be in poly relationships.
Right. Right. Right.
But at the end of the day, we have to start using our discernment and start following our hearts when things aren't what they supposed to be and walk away. We live to fight another
Right.
day. You know what I'm saying? Some days you
Right.
might run into
Yeah.
some people you may like, and it may be 3 or 4 of them. You just can't say, look, you gotta know when. What they say, you gotta know when to hold. You gotta know when. You
And
know what I'm
we're in the
saying?
phone. Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
Some days you might get up and you can go outside and dunk the basketball. Some days you get up, you might have to
Yep.
shoot a jump shot. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I've done it. I've done it. I've
You
done
know
it.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. I've done it.
So it's
Yep.
it's life. It's choices that the choices we make in life is something that we have to live with when we make them. So if you're not making the
Right.
best choice for your life, then you have to deal with some of the consequences that come behind it. Unfortunately,
Yep.
Kels has a chance to fight. He has a chance to fight some of the choices he's made because the law was broken to take him the way that they took him. But this
Right.
has to be the eye opener to say that look,
Yes.
I can't do nothing else around anyone that doesn't
Yep.
fit the
Yep.
description of a woman.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And even some
Yep.
older women could be mature with
Right.
that
Right.
Azrael Clary mindset. You have to
Right.
put
I've been
yourself
through it.
around
I've
women
been through it.
who want to sit you down, women who want to teach you what it is, the intangibles that you need. Women who want to come and show you if it's women you want to deal with, you need to sit your ass around boss women that want to show you how to invest and put Robert Sylvester Kelly on your paperwork and not they
Right.
name like Cheryl Mack.
Right.
How the hell this woman
Right.
had all these houses in her name, cars in her name, all this shit
Right.
in her name, but it's your shit.
Right. Yep. The same concept of MC Hammer, and he talked about it when it happened to him when he lost all that money and stuff, helping friends out. And there's some people you just can't reach for, bro. You just
You
can't
can't.
help.
You
You just
can't,
can't.
man.
You know what I mean?
With
And you
money,
learn. Yep.
with money comes a different crowd. Not saying that you have to change. No, you don't
Right.
have to change. You just have to be cautious of how you move because somebody
Right.
is waiting on the come up. Somebody
There you
waiting on
go.
their ears to lick.
That's all
Somebody
I've been
knows.
saying.
Somebody sitting around here, they see you somewhere. Oh, we seen Kels over here by this spot. Yeah, we seen
Yep.
him over there again. Once they realize that's a frequent spot that you visit, Now all of a sudden they starting to hang around that spot. They gonna come over there and try to get into it with you, hoping that you'll hit them so they can sue you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They want to run all up on you, try to check you, and once you hit them, they want to press charges. Oh, file a lawsuit because you hit me in the face. You know, these motherfuckers will try anything for money in the era that we living in. So you have to be very cautious of how you move when you got that type of tag on your back.
That's why you got certain athletes, certain artists, and certain people that's up in that level. You know, you rarely hear about them and rarely see because they stay up under the radar.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You got to be real. You got to be real because people, man. I just think, man. I mean, I know what grimy look like. I done been with some cutthroat. I mean, some man. They just man. You would think they were born in Iraq somewhere, boy.
But
you know what I mean?
Gotta see. You see why rich people live around rich people. If you put a rich person in the hood, his shit gonna get broken. Look, I ain't even rich, and what they did to me, they stole my whole goddamn car right in front of my house. And I don't do nothing but get up and go to work every day.
Right. So you can imagine.
Don't let me come home with a dime. If I had a standing like chaos, shit, man, I had to go live in an igloo, man.
Real talk.
For real, man. With money, you don't want
to. That you got to be closed in. You got to be a prisoner of your own success. It's a shame, but that's the reality of this world, man.
Yeah, but it's out with our people.
Right. Not everybody hard is right, man. It's just what it is.
You do something for them, that ain't enough, man.
Nope.
Like I just said, you got $500 and you see somebody asking for $20, you give them $50, but they saw that $500 come out your pocket.
Man.
Oh, bitch ass nigga could have gave me $100.
You better speak on that.
Oh, you asked for 20. I gave you 50. You pissed off because you saw 500. You felt like I should have gave you 100. What the fuck?
Like this ain't let's make a deal. What the hell? What the hell you on? You guys been at that again. Hey man, can you just? I done been through that. I be like, then I feel bad. I'm like, man, I shouldn't even did. You know what I mean? Then I'm wrestling in my mind. Well, if I didn't do nothing, then I feel guilty. Man, forget all of that.
No.
You know what I mean?
Hey, like I told you, be that motherfucker. You give a ride and you drop that homeboy. Say he your homeboy, but you drop $20 in the car and you know you dropped it, and you go look for it. He help you look for it. Man, I don't see it nowhere. You know you dropped it because you try to test him to see if he gonna tell you dropped it. Man, you ain't dropped $20 in my car. Man, I know I dropped $20 in your car, man. No, you ain't, man. You was sitting right. Man, look, bro, I know I dropped $20 in your car, man. No, man, I ain't seen no $20 in my car, man.
Yeah,
man, look, bro, I know I dropped that money.
It's gone. It's gone.
Motherfucker arguing you down when they done robbed you. Ain't no way.
Yeah. Been there, done that. Been through that.
Man, it's the trials and tribulations of life that we have to go through, and not just go through. You have to be willing to understand what you went through and learn from it. To say, you know what, I can't move that way. If I took a left at the light this time and they were shooting, I need to take a right the next time to avoid the fucking drama.
Or don't be in that area no more.
Or don't even go in that area no more. You see what I'm saying?
Real
like I said, we drive straight forward and try to keep it straight and try to be straight, but you know it pays to be understanding and attentive to life and pay attention to the shit that go on, man. And sometimes people with good hearts gonna endure the most, because you gonna give people chance after chance after chance, and it gonna take for them to damn near kill you for you to realize that they don't mean you no good.
Yeah. Been there, done that, nephew. Been there, done that. Been there, done that. I can talk the way I talk. I ain't reading out no book.
Man, you
Real
know,
talk.
people might see them. I'm young, but shit, man, I'm telling you, life been lifing in my life. I don't know about the rest of these people, but life been lifing in my life. So I done been around that corner. And I speak from experience, and I speak from understanding. I ain't gonna talk about nothing I ain't lived and went through. And when I talk about me, shit, I'm an open book. You can read all the way from chapter 1 through 6, because I ain't got 7. Cause Demetrius say chapter 7 when you smoking dope.
Ah, hey,
I ain't got 7
I'm about to
chapters.
go on this stone. I'm about to go into Baskin Robbins. I'll be right back. I'm I'm gonna put myself on mute. I'll be just still listening.
Okay. What up, Dean?
What up, bro? What up? What's up, bro? I'm here.
Man, I
What's
ain't
up?
on here doing nothing but rapping with no beat.
Nah, what you call it? I walked to the fucking store for my shorty real fast, so that's why I ain't been tapped in. And it's
Ain't this
fucking
cold
rain.
up there? Snowing and
Yeah,
shit?
it's supposed to snow tomorrow. It was raining, like slight drizzling, not nothing crazy, like drizzle. But yeah, it's supposed to snow tomorrow. It's gonna be like the Probably like yeah, it's gonna be like it snowed like a few weeks ago, but it wasn't like nothing heavy. It's gonna be like the second time it snowed this whole winter up here. Telling you
Oh shit. It's,
that global warming fucking this shit up. It's earned fuck.
yeah, it's been snowing like hell up in Minnesota. My dad said they
Oh,
been getting plenty of snow. I was
yeah,
like,
nah,
shit, I'm glad I ain't up there no more.
that,
We been getting rain, but no snow.
so you back in Louisiana?
Mm-hmm.
Mm, for crazy parties, what you call it? I was supposed to last week. I was supposed to not last week. I was gonna go with my shorty. Cause bro, she a flight
She
attendant. So I was
flight
gonna
attendant.
go,
Yeah.
yeah. So I was gonna go with her to Destin, and I know that's right next to Destin, Florida. It's right
Yeah.
next to Louisiana.
Georgia. Georgia, all
Yeah,
that shit down there. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm going to Miami. I'm going to Miami next month.
When-
Again.
if whenever if you going, let me know. If anything, nigga, I could pull up on you out there. In case,
Yeah,
man, I
I'm
ain't doing
going
nothing.
next month.
All right,
Yeah.
so just let me know whenever you're going. I'll pull up on you. Yeah, I ain't
Yeah, yeah,
gonna be.
man.
Nah, that's
Oh
crazy.
yeah. And another thing, before I get ready to get off here tonight, about the lock in, right? First I was gonna do the lock in, and I am gonna get a call in number. I am gonna get a call in number for the lock in. I'm gonna get a call in number, but the way that I think I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna just take the people that be on it. First, I was gonna have outside. I was gonna try and get outside people to come in and do it, and it's still gonna be available for anybody who any people who just any other bloggers, like any other bloggers outside of the people that be on the panel to come
Mm,
on and do their thing. But the way that I want to do it is me, you, J Rock, Sir Miguel, uh, try to get Lil Mac,
Lil Mac, what?
Progress,
Lex,
Lexington,
who else?
um,
D.
Lavish Lady, Derek, yep, Derek
Yeah.
too. So it's about 10, 11 of us. So I want to do it to where each of one of us will get it's to be eight. It's eight different sections, 3 hours per section, but you would have like 2 hours or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You'll be able to
Hmm.
each person to have their own
Yeah, and I get to do their own thing.
section.
Like,
They
yeah.
get to do their own thing, and for people who don't take up, the 2 hours. If you know what I'm saying, if you want to, let other people chime in, then you can let other people chime in. But whatever you write down, and you get your stuff out the way that you want to talk about, things that you see, and things that you feel like could be helpful, whatever that situation may be. You got a 3 hour block to present your case to the people of why you stand for R. Kelly and what you have seen as far as the injustice go. So,
I stand for R.
uh,
Kelly because I got no choice but to stand for R. Kelly because I'm black
yeah,
and I don't want to see them tear out a black man.
Most definitely. But that's how it's gonna go Friday during the lock-in. So but I don't know when people want to if we want to start at 9. So now the thing is gonna be is I want to get it situated for everybody to get their time frame. I know Classy, she the only one who got no Classy got a time
Yeah.
frame right now at 9 o'clock. So she got a 9 o'clock window to 12 o'clock a.m. So then you got other openings from 12 o'clock a.m. on. Then I think Midas, the guy Midas Spade, he hit me up on Instagram. He said that he wanted to come in. He got some stuff that he wanted to talk about.
Oh, that's
So
my guy. That's my guy. I like Midas.
yeah, so I let Midas come in, and Midas might can get it. Midas can come in and help out with somebody who may not be able to present a full 3 hours or whatever. You know what I'm saying? However, whoever want to. Well, you say Midas your guy, so we can let you and Midas do y'all thing in that 3 hour spot. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm with whatever, bro. It don't
yeah,
matter to me.
so
You
we
know.
gon' we gon' we most definitely gonna salute. We most definitely gonna. I wanna take the time to let the people that be on my panel, the guys that be on my panel consistently when we on here doing our thing. I want to give y'all the opportunity to do y'all thing and for people to, what I'm saying, listen at y'all and because a lot of people like to hear y'all perspectives as well. So giving y'all that 3 hours to just boom, do y'all thing. You know what I'm saying? So now the thing is scheduling the time frame for everyone to have their time. So if somebody want to take a nap, set their alarm clock, get up, but we doing a 24-hour lock in. I don't give a fuck what it take. We doing it. If I had to mute my phone, go to sleep, wake up, and this bitch still be running, we doing it.
we
We doing it. We doing it. We
we gonna
doing it.
we gonna set the tone with this one, right?
Most
Everybody,
definitely.
we gonna set the tone with this one. Everybody gonna jack our bop after this. They gonna be like, nah, we gotta do what they doing over there.
We can
Feel
do a
me?
24-hour live because we got the fucking chat. We got the best chat on YouTube. We got the best supporters on YouTube. We got the best panel on YouTube. And I know we can do a 24-hour live. Straight R.Kelly, straight facts, straight injustice, exposing the BOP, exposing these hoes without no clothes,
Mm-hmm.
exposing
Mm-hmm.
Chicago prosecutors, exposing the judges,
Exposing Kim Fox, exposing JP, exposing
Jim Derrick
RL,
Goddess,
exposing
Barry Hankerson,
Demetrius crackhead
Demetrius, I
ass.
smoke crack.
We exposing Whitney Houston 2.0. She claims she Whitney Houston 2.0.
Man, look, man, it's going crazy, man. I'm telling y'all, everybody in the chat, Friday, March the 17th, y'all don't want to miss it. The 24-hour R. Kelly lock-in starting at 3 p.m. Friday. We talking about, man, we got some heavy hitters, but y'all know all the heavy hitters already. We got J Rock. We got Sir Miguel. We got Dean. We got Big
Facts.
Vi. You got Lavish Lady. You got Classy. You might even see
Uncle
Nissimo.
Muse.
You might see Dana J. You got Uncle Muse. You got Midas. You got Progress the Chicken Slanger. You know what I'm saying? We got Lil Mac. We don't know if we go. Well, we might can get Lil Mac Savage and Lil
No, look,
Mac Clary. I want Lil Mac K. You know what I'm saying? We got
all
all
in one.
man. Look, he might give you an hour of Lil Mac Savage, an hour of Lil Mac Clary, an hour of Lil Mac K. No, no, no. Who
Fact,
you gonna get? But
fact. And we coming for Drea neck too. Drea, you ain't safe neither.
oh yeah, Dre out here groping on motherfuckers and shit. Say she a madam.
Yeah. Tell
You know
you.
what I'm saying?
Anybody that's against Kells, we coming for them. There ain't
Man,
nobody safe. Only the only person safe is Diana Copeland. That's the only person that's safe.
Man, it's gonna be. So now you know. You take down your note. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 days to prepare notes or whatever reference points, and then you gonna have to hit me up with your time frame you want to take so we can get you penciled in. Uh, so I'm gonna have to text Sir Miguel. I'm gonna have to text J Rock, Lex. Yeah, Lex, most definitely. So we got to get everybody time frames penciled in. So this day right here, I'm gonna do a short video as well. When I get off this live, I'm gonna do a short to let people know, to let the guys know, or I might just do a group text. Might do a group text instead of a short. Do a group text to let the guys know what it's gonna be. It's gonna be the panel that we normally have. Guys gonna get 3 hours, uh, 3 hour windows to present their case and why it got them here, why they still here, and we just gonna have fun. We're gonna have music intermissions. We might do some Pinterest form clips, funny clips, some unreleased skits. I don't know. I'm gonna try to make it as fun as possible. I'm gonna try to make it as fun as
Facts.
possible. Jeff, most definitely. Oh yeah, Jeff is not let
Yeah,
out. Most
we
definitely.
got.
Jeff, most definitely.
Oh, facts. Yeah, definitely
Yeah,
can't forget
Jeff,
about
most
Jeff.
definitely. Jeff gonna be on. Jeff gonna have his
Was
3 hours. He can play his music. He can do
you know
whatever it is.
who I ain't hear from in a minute? I ain't see him in the chat in a minute. Brother Minister.
Nah, I seen David. Matter of fact, he left a comment about a week ago, and he left a comment. I don't know what's been going on with Brother Dave. I'm gonna try to hit him up. I don't think I got his number though, but I think
And
I
Brother
got an
Malik
email.
too.
Yeah, I got an email for Minister David. Yeah, I got an email for David. I'm gonna hit him up and see if he want to come through and drop something for us. On the 17th, man. I look forward to the 17th being like being a staple, man, being a staple in this chaos sector. People have walked away since chaos came out and spoke and asked us to do certain things,
We,
but
we should,
we want to show people that the chaos sector is still strong. We got an army
facts.
of men over here that stand
Yo,
firm.
we should what we should do too. Try to do a little Kels versus somebody choose the braids Kels or somebody choose the bald head Kels, or you get what I'm saying. Somebody choose the Kels with their hair cut, and y'all gotta and
We're
then you
gonna have
go
to try
back
to
and forth.
see because that motherfucker ain't, they'll try to block. We don't want them to block the video or stop the
Hmm.
line. So you can only play so much
Yeah.
music before they come with their bullshit that they always do.
Facts. And
Hold on, let
also
me add Unc back. Excuse my cough.
we
What up, Unc?
we could
All
also
right. Hey, okay, I'm back in. Man, my phone was talking about no connection. I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, boy,
You trying to hook
this
up the
technology,
Wi-Fi?
boy.
what
Yeah,
up, Unc?
technology, boy, to get on my nerve, man. I hate messing with this stuff. Bring back the old days with the brick phones, nephew. Hey, D, you don't remember we had them brick phones with the real thick black antenna. They got them
Antenna.
in the videos in the 90s.
I ain't gonna lie,
That's the
Unc.
military phone.
I was a
Yeah.
baby back then.
Then we had them like them wide metagram pages you can type in, call somebody, and they type in your message, and the message come across your screen too. But
Or
you had to be bothered doing your thing to be carrying one of those, boy.
facts.
Eh,
Everybody said it back then. It was like, yo, having a phone, you had to have some money to have a phone back then.
Man, I just passed. Nobody driving, but somebody smashed in the back of somebody. Man, they told they ride up. It's just sitting, and I'm coming through Hyde Park, and I'm shocked that no police is sitting here getting this information on these vehicles. I'm shocked. I don't know when it happened or anything, but I guess they just ain't rolled down and saw it yet.
Hmm.
Like, wow, and it's in a nice neighborhood, so I'm like, they just ain't nobody rolled down and reported probably. Like,
That's crazy.
wow, yeah, I'm like, wow. I'm on my way to the crib.
Yo, Vi, you
So
know
Unc,
what's
you
gonna
heard what's going down Friday? You heard the new format?
What's that? I was trying to listen to it a little bit when I was in the Baskin Robbins. I didn't catch it.
Well, I was gone trying to invite other people over, but I say I'm gonna do it different. I'm gonna do it the way that I want to do it is I want to give each and every one of the, like we got the lineup we had. We got myself, you, Dean, Sir Miguel,
Jeff,
J Rock, Jeff,
Lil Mac,
Lil Mac,
D,
Derek, Provoke Thoughts. We got Lavish Lady, Classic, Progress the Chicken Slayer, Dana J, Midas. So it's like 13. It's like 13 different people. For it's like 13 different people. That we gonna have for the live on Friday. So I was telling Dean like we want to do the 3 hour. It's still gonna be the 3 hour rotation, but some people, this is time to be able to put your reference points together, different
mm-hmm.
things that you want to talk about, and if you ain't got enough material to last for an hour and a half or 2 hours and 2.5 hours, you can allow people to come in. You can say, well, then, ask people if they want to chime in and get
We could
help to finish out your 3 hour, your 2 hours and 30 minute session.
we
You
could
know,
also
Yeah, that sounds good.
we could also rank him. We could all collectively come together and we all vote and rank his albums. You get what I'm saying? We could do things like that. Rank his albums best to worst. Also rank his top 25 songs. We could do little things like that. Everybody do like a questionnaire on how they feel.
that'll all be on the
Yeah,
intermission. The
yeah.
intermission time is the 30 minutes. Because the sections is it's a 3 hour section, but there's a 2.5 hour presentation, and then
Okay.
you got 30 minutes of music, whatever questions, whatever question may be asked, or questions from the and also we can do the call in. So we can have 30 minutes of people. We honestly can do a 2 hour session with a 30 minute call in period, and then we can do the music for 30 minutes or however we're gonna do it. But I know some people might take their whole 2.5 hours. And I know I might take my whole 2.5 hours, or whatever I gotta say. I know Up might take his 2.5 hours,
Right.
because this is just gonna be 2.5 hours to present why you came into this fight, why you stand still in this fight, and you know what what you see in this fight. As far as what have you learned from being in this fight. And that's just gonna be the three questions for all 8 topics. Like what brought you here, why you still here, and what you seeing. What brought you here, what you seeing, and why you still here. That's just them three questions. I'm quite sure everybody may have different perspectives of why they came into it, and why they what they seeing. There's so much shit that we done saw. you know
As, as,
Whew, man.
well, one thing what made me definitely jump into this fight
What up, Malik?
initially
Man,
the first thing they said.
say your stuff for Friday, man.
All right, all right,
Friday
I'm
is
gonna save it.
conversation day. Friday is the
All right,
conversation
bet. So
day.
I'm gonna
We
say
got fucking
I'm gonna
24
save it.
hours.
I'm
You
gonna
don't need
save
to
it.
say shit.
I don't never.
Right.
I
So I'm
don't
gonna
never
save
have
it.
that problem.
Oh, you
You
heard
know,
what I say? I
yeah.
said Friday is the conversation day. Don't say nothing. We got 24 hours to try to make this shit happen, man. That's a long
Right.
You, you
time.
you already know me. I'm a deep well of knowledge and conversation. I'm a conversationalist, so
Yeah.
that's gonna be a walk in the park for me.
Yeah, so 2.5 hours ain't gonna be nothing for
Mm-mm.
for presentation,
Uh-uh.
especially when you got different references.
Man,
This
man,
is why you got all these. You got from today on until Friday before 3 o'clock to write your reference points down of what you want to speak on.
man, we we didn't went from like what 9 or 10 to like 6 in the morning, and
Oh
it was
yeah,
not even no dry moments. There
yeah.
wasn't no
We
dry
done had
moments.
some real live.
Yep.
Like you already know, especially during the trial, vibe, when I first got into it, man, we was on here from like what, from like 8, 9 to like 5, 6 in the morning regularly
Yeah,
during the trial.
Man,
So yeah,
we didn't have nephew Vac do a whole shift at work, man.
that's 12 hours,
facts,
man.
facts, facts.
that's that's 12 hours, man. No lie, like straight up, bro. But see, this is the thing. Like when the conversation is good, and then
Yeah.
even when you tired, you don't wanna get out because you having
Right.
that good ass conversation, and you don't want
Right.
to. Even
Right.
if you fall asleep and come back, like we done seen
Right.
people like, man, I fell
Right.
asleep. I'm back now, y'all. I done powered up.
Right.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
power of having numbers. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? By it being so many of us that be on the panel, you can take a break. Mute your goddamn phone and go to sleep. Put the
Right.
motherfucker on the
Right.
charger.
Right.
We see
Right.
our brother
Right.
Derek don't give a damn. You know, I can remove you,
Facts.
fall asleep. I can remove you from the stream. Like,
Right.
boom, put you
Right.
backstage.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
So, but
Let
that's
let
the
let
unit. That's having a big unit like we have over here. Allow us to be able to take turns. If somebody get tired, shit, look, I'm tired. I'm gonna tap out, pass the ball. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got no ball hogs over here. A lot of
Right.
times y'all be on this mother talking. I be doing all other type of shit somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I just leave. I know it's in good hands.
Right. Yep. Yep. That's what's up.
Classy, you better be ready on goddamn Friday. I tell you that. Classy coming at 9. So what you gotta do is let me know what time you want to come on it. Classy the only one who got a time slot right now, and her
Right.
time slot is at 9. So she got from 9 to 12. So we got 8 other slots. So we got from 3 to 6, 6 till 9. And then she got 9 to 12. So then we got from 1 to 3. Then so forth and so on. So it's like people giving people got to start giving a times when they want to hop in. So that's what I was telling Dean. So when you know your time, so you know if you got goddamn 6 in the morning, then if you want to take a nap at lay down at 12, goddamn, you set your alarm, get up about 5:30, come on with it at 6. We gonna make it happen though. When that shit over with at 3 o'clock p.m. Saturday, well, I'm gonna have to pat myself on the back. I'm telling you shit. I already got it set up where I can got somebody else.
facts. After we finish with this, we gonna have the ops gonna wanna do a 24 live trash and
They
cows.
they can't fuck with us, man.
Facts.
They can't. They can't do it the way we do it, man.
But
We ain't gonna have no drama. We ain't gonna be over here arguing, going back and forth. Can't talk. Can't
We just gonna
one motherfucker can't get their words out. This ain't gonna be no goddamn Puff Daddy and Biggie video.
ah ah uh,
it's gonna be the Tupac and Suge Knight show.
Yeah. Y'all ain't got love for Big Five.
ah.
Yeah, man. But yeah, that's pretty much it I got for tonight, man.
That's
We
what's
got
up.
a
I'm
good
almost at the crib.
30-minute breakdown show, man. If y'all just coming in, if you just getting in, look at Lavish Lady. Look, you coming in when we get ready to go out. You know what I'm saying? So we getting ready to go out. Lavish lady, you just getting in. She probably just getting up. She take naps when she come home from work.
Right.
So Midas want me to shoot you his Instagram, Dean. So I'll shoot you his Midas Instagram.
I tell him I'm gonna hit him from my lady Instagram with kiss me because I don't got Instagram, so it's gonna be my lady shit. It's gonna be
Okay,
he
just
gonna
make
know.
sure you let him know. Say it's your boy Dean balling.
Nah, say no more. So just shoot me his Instagram.
Okay.
Mm.
All right, nephews. I'm in front of the crib. All right, nephews. I'm in front of the crib. You know I got to keep my eyes open around here.
All right,
Okay.
So, yeah, so I'm out of here. I'll holler at you.
All right, be safe,
All right. Blessings, chat. Y'all stay safe.
Man. You be
All
smart
right.
too, man. Love you, man. Stay strong, my
Love you.
boy.
Love you, nephew.
All right, my boy Dean.
All right,
Hey.
love you, Val.
Hey,
What you
man, let
cook?
me know, man. Text me. Let me know what time you gonna take, man. You know,
I
our only time spot just took right now is 9 p.m. to 12. She got a good ass time frame too, 9 to
I
12.
not to say no more. So I'm gonna definitely let you know. If anything, I'll go after class here. It don't matter. Or I'll see whatever Midas or if he wanted whatever come through with him. If he gonna share the time with me, it don't matter.
Okay. All
All
right,
right,
well, I'm
sis.
gonna shoot you Midas Instagram when I get off here.
All right, bet. Say no more.
Hey, man, look. We finna try to make history over here on Friday. We gonna try to make history over here on Friday, man. We pulling a 24-hour R.Kelly lock-in. A 24-hour lock-in, man. R.Kelly, facts, the case, the witnesses, the accusers, the prosecutors, the judge, the BOP, the friends, the life. I mean, y'all don't want to miss it. EJ, if you want to get in, man, let me know, man. Let me know if you want to get in on the 24-hour lock-in, EJ. You know you family, bro. If y'all like to donate to the channel, $ Big Val Opinion. I appreciate anything. I will be adding a call-in line, so that's something that I gotta pay for out of pocket to get an extra phone line so I can have a phone line for people who like to call in for the channel moving forward after Friday. So I will have it Friday, and I want people to know that the phone is only gonna be on Friday for the phone is only gonna be on when I go live. So though if you call in the phone when the live is not running and it's going straight to voicemail, I'm letting y'all know the phone will only be for while going live. Only the phone line. Okay? We're gonna make this thing happen. Lavish lady, you gotta get your time slot in. If you gonna be doing, if you gonna do your thing, get your time slot in. Come on with it. You just I will advise. EJ got mad knowledge on this case. Okay, Midas speak. Midas Spade. Yep, he was there. He was second on one to speak. I'm gonna shoot you my Insta so I can give you my lineup for Friday. By man, Classic, you gotta check your email. EJ, this YouTube shit is crazy. G. That's why I'm glad for people like Big Vi and Dana who are serial killers. Man, on God. On God. So with that being said, it's your boy, Big Vi Opinion, signing out. But like Kale's Mama Joanne asked.
Oh, son, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul?
I want out. But it's hard. I need answers, mama.
Robert.
I need answers.
Son.
Hey, and another thing, did y'all see we had someone in the chat all the way from Morocco? We had someone in Big Vi opinion chat tonight, all the way from Morocco, streaming free R.Kelly, all the way from Morocco. Shout out to Morocco, man. They see the injustice. They see the injustice. I had to come back on and say that. And shout out to my sister Linda Alexander for you just coming in, but we get ready to leave out. Shout out to you. Shout out to Lavish Lady. Y'all came in at the end of the live, but I support y'all. I salute you all. And thank y'all for supporting your boy Big Vi Opinion. Again, salute to Morocco. Man. All right. Now I'm for real. Good night, you all.